Hey everyone, sorry I got a little into the comments here section a little bit too long. Sorry for the late live stream tonight. We got my son a bunk bed, a BUNK bunk bed. I misspelled it on Twitter, and it took me a heck of a lot longer than I thought it was going to take. I thought it was going to take me like 2.5 hours. It took me like almost 5 hours to put the doggone thing together. But we're here. Bitcoin's pumping, right? Miners, oh my gosh. We're having anxiety, I think, with the miners right now. I was watching the price action this morning on the miners, and it was just bonkers to me, right? I think you guys have the same feeling overall. So we'll take a look at what's going on there with the miners, Bitcoin. We got news stories from Bitfarms on their board meeting and virtual shareholder meeting, basically, on that. And we got news from CORZ as well. And then I'll give you guys also, I don't know if you guys had a chance to take a look at Rex Finance's video today about MicroStrategy and how that affects the miners. I thought it was actually a really good video by him. So if you haven't checked it out, definitely check it out. But I think he probably explained it better than I probably could have. So we'll talk about that a little bit maybe as well when we look at the charts of Bitcoin miners. But we got a lot to get through here, and it's very, very late. So I do apologize again. Like I said, I didn't think it was going to take me that long to put together a bed. But it is what it is. So we are here, and as always, not financial advice. We're only do your own research. Full disclosure down below that. And if you enjoyed some of the content, hit the like button, subscribe, helps me out tremendously. Right, we're waiting on Bitcoin to get to 100,000 here. It is at 97,860. We did get a high today of 98,320. Wow, we are so close to 100,000 right now. I doubt that's going to happen in this live stream right now, but that would be so awesome if it did. If we went just straight up right now to 100,000, but I don't think it's going to happen in the next half an hour to an hour, however long this is going to take us. Hopefully not that long. I got to get some sleep for tomorrow's work as well. But Bitcoin was up nicely today. Continuation of what we had here. And this is on the daily. Am I looking at the daily? Oh, I'm looking at the futures. This one. Sorry. Okay, so Bitcoin was actually a high of 97,931. We didn't hit 98,000, sorry. I was on the Bitcoin futures here on CME. But yeah, today we had a pretty doggone good day here. It's been a continuation on of the days we've had here. RSI, as you can see here, did come down here, but we're back up a little bit higher. We can continue going up higher even, right? We may have a little bit of pullback like we did here for a couple of days where we kind of battled through it and continue to go up higher. But overall, I still think we can go up much higher here. I think 100,000 is going to be the test going forward. So if we can get to 100,000, we might see a little bit of a pullback, which I think would be healthy in Bitcoin and the market in general, right, to continue going up further. But I wouldn't be surprised if we have a pullback 5, 10, maybe 15% or something like that if it does happen here, because I think that's kind of a line in the sand a little bit with a lot of people that if Bitcoin gets to 100,000, we'll be selling. So we'll have to see. But there's also a lot more adoption happening here with Bitcoin right now. So that's also great news here, which could be then that we're continuing to go up even higher, possibly. But we were up today 3.6%. The miners, I mean, you guys saw what miners did today. Marathon was pumping like crazy today, and Rex had a great video on it about the convertible notes that they have there, similar to what MicroStrategy is doing as well, and how that actually works against the miners. And it's working for Mawson now because now you have the people that are getting into the convertible notes are less likely to short it, and then they're shorting the other miners potentially as well. It was a fascinating video, and I think he spelled it out pretty well here, better than I probably could have. So congrats to Rex on that video. That was really good. So if you haven't checked it out, definitely check it out, sometime tomorrow or something like that, whenever you guys get a chance. Okay, miners. I mean, they were all green for the most part in the morning hours. And then within I would say an hour to 2 hours when trading started, they were just falling down, even though Bitcoin still continued to go up a little bit. So it was definitely another one of those strange days where MicroStrategy, Marathon were pumping, right? MicroStrategy was up 10% here. Mar was up almost 14% on the day. Probably was a little bit higher than that even before coming down a little bit. But we saw just Marathon cores being up today, BitDeer also being up. Everybody else was down. Right? It's one of those days where the big guys, the institutions and everything else are hedging their bets on MicroStrategy. The only thing I can say is on MicroStrategy is that eventually the rate of return is going to diminish the higher the stock goes up, I believe. And I believe eventually we will get a rotation out of MicroStrategy because MicroStrategy has been going like bonkers here recently. I mean, you can see this, right? We're up basically like over 400% here, probably, I think it's like 300 something from here to here. Yeah, we're up 340% to the top. It's come down here a little bit, down to 315%. And this is basically in 53 trading days. So that's, what is that, roughly 2 months or so? Roughly 2.5 months or so. But if we go back a little bit further on it, we saw the same thing happen here where it kind of front ran quite tremendously here. Let's see here. Why isn't that? That's not what I wanted to do. I want to do it this way. Okay. There were a couple of times where it did this type of huge rally. And here's another portion of it. We had it back in, this is 2020 right now. We had it going up from here all the way up to here, was up 900% at that point, and then it pulled back down, right? But that was a different cycle. There was one other time that happened here recently in the current run-up that we've had, which is, I believe, right here. You can see it from bottom to top. It was up 350%, and then it came back down and took down quite a bit of it. It went down all the way 50% here on it. So, and then it kind of continued up and back up here, right? So I think sometimes it gets overextended, overhyped a little bit, and then it pulls back down when we have the rotation. We should see that rotation happening here. I don't know exactly when it's going to happen, but I do believe it's going to happen. From the MicroStrategy side of things into the miners, because, yeah, I mean, they're, what are they, like 3.5x on their top of their value of the Bitcoin that they hodl right now, something like that. It's just gone a little crazy. So that's it for MicroStrategy and for the miners today. Let's take a look at what's going on here with the news that we have, and we'll get into your guys' comments and thoughts as well. But Bitcoin's doing really good in November, and here's the results of it. We're up 37% in November for Bitcoin. Miners probably not that much for the most part, except for a couple of them maybe did better than that. So we're still having a really good November. We could end up around 40-45% if everything is said and done by that time. Like I said, we still have 2 more trading days tomorrow for the miners. Bitcoin's going to be trading 24/7, so it doesn't really matter. And then we have 3 days next week. We have the holiday Thanksgiving on Thursday, and I think we have partial trading day on Friday. So we don't have too much left before we have the end of the month here in November. Okay, we'll see how it ends up, but right now it's looking fantastic for us. All right, the news that we do have here: Bitfarms announces results of special meeting of shareholders. So that was going on today. So today they announced the results of special meeting of shareholders of the company held virtually on November 20th today. A total of 230 million shares of common shares representing 50.83% of the issued and outstanding common shares of the company were represented at the special meeting. And here's what we got. Basically everything got pushed through that they were going for, right? So the expansion of the board from 5 members to 6 members was with votes totaling 225 million, so that passed. And then election of Andrew J. Chang as independent director with votes totaling 159 million, so that also passed on that one. The ratification of the company's shareholder rights plan adopted on July 4th, 2024 with votes totaling 159 million shares, 98%, and votes against only 2.2 million. That also passed, right? And then appointment of Andrew J. Chang to Bitfarms board. Mr. Chang is a 20-year veteran of the technology industry with experience as an investor, operating executive, entrepreneur, and advisor. He was a founding partner of Liberty City Ventures, a leading venture capital fund. Mr. Chang also serves as chief operating officer of Paxos, a blockchain infrastructure platform that has powered solutions for PayPal, Stripe, and more. At Paxos, he helped grow the team from 8 employees to 190 employees and launched the first regulated blockchain-focused trust company and the first regulated stablecoin in the United States. During that time, Paxos raised $500 million in capital and its most recent valuation of $2.4 billion. So the guy's got experience here in the blockchain industry and Bitcoin in general and all that stuff. So I think that's a good addition here going on. And then also before joining Paxos, Andrew served as lead strategic partner development manager at Google, working in business development for the display ad products. Prior to that, he was the chief operating officer of Condition One and associate of Techstars New York. He also has experience managing innovation in research, analytics, and digital media at WPP, PLC-owned Kantar Video, and at 360i, a digital marketing agency. So he's got the experience there. So I think this is a good get for them and a good addition, basically, because they didn't really get him in there, but it was by the request of Riot. Okay, and that was basically it on it from that. So we got pretty much what we thought we were going to get. Nothing here really changes on that, and I don't see anything else on here as well for that. Okay. Other good news here for CORZ Scientific. They're able to expand at Denton. So this is good. So CORZ Scientific announces approval of lease amendments with the city of Denton to enable high-performance computing expansion. I'm not going to get too deep in it, but it just a quick note here. Under the original agreement, CORZ Scientific leased approximately 31 acres of city-owned land and had access to 287 megawatts of power. The Denton City Council's approval increases the leased land to approximately 78 acres, and the company's access to power to 394. So almost 100 megawatts additional there. So that's really good. The expansion is projected to bring a 6.1 billion real property investment. So that's definitely going to help the city there, along with Core, which they need to get more megawatts to help grow the HPCI business and then potentially their own Bitcoin mining business as well on top of things. So really good for Core here going forward, I believe. And then that is it. Quickly, let's just take a look at some metrics here on the miners as of today, based on where they ended up today. Enterprise metrics, here we go. Here's the latest enterprise metrics. We can see, let me update these charts. I haven't updated these yet. I just pulled in the pricing here on them today. Where do I want to go? Oh, I want to go here. We want to do it ascending, and then we want to do this one also ascending as well. Okay, so there you go. All right, let's see here. What do we got here? Current hash rate. How are they being valued on their exahash? Hive is right now still the most undervalued here. Marathon's at 69 million per exahash. IREN 74. Bitfarms 79. Cleanspark is at 82 million right now. And then Riot's at 95. Those guys, I think, are the most undervalued here. Hut 8, 295 million, right? If we look at future hash rate growth, we can see that now Bitfarms, Cleanspark, Hive, not much growth there. But Iris, definitely, IREN 52 million, Marathon as well. Those guys are getting definitely way undervalued for theirs side of things. And we got Core here being way overvalued, but we know why. TerraWolf, we know the reason for that one as well as Hut 8. Okay, so I just wanted to show that to you guys. And then the current market caps on these guys here, if we look at it, is 7.2 billion worth right now. Core 4.8, Riot 4 billion, Cleanspark 3.4, TerraWolf 2.8, Hut 2.2, Cypher 2.2 as well, IREN 1.9 almost, BitDeer 1.5, Bitfarms a little less than 1 billion here, and Hive at 484 million. Okay, and there's our latest shares outstanding that we have here for all these guys right now. So I think, the big thing is for these guys, a lot of these guys like Marathon has also been running really, really great here recently based on the Mara pool numbers. So congrats to them. If they can be much closer to their uptime, 100% uptime, that's going to be a huge month for them. If they can get to like 900 BTC mined in them in this month, I mean, you're looking at being valued at roughly, average is going to be different, right? But if we peak at 100,000 for them, you're looking at 90 million in revenue here. That's going to be a huge increase from where they were just last October, or this past October. They were at 43. That's double for them, right? Same thing for like IREN. What did they mine here? They mined 439. If it gets to 200,000, you're looking at roughly 443 million, right? Almost 44 million for them. They were at 28, so that is definitely a substantial increase for them. Cleanspark here really quick as well. If we look at them, what did they mine here? 655. So if they stay the same without increasing anything, you're looking at 65 million. They had 42 million. That's going to be a very nice increase for them again. And that's why I think eventually the short interest that's on the miners is going to have to go away, because people are going to get wrecked because of how profitable these miners are going to be in the coming months with Bitcoin going past 100,000. So it's just a matter of time. I don't know exactly when it's going to be, but I do believe it's going to happen here. They're going to have to cover. There's just no ways, ifs, ands, or buts about it based on the revenue they're going to be generating here going forward. Okay. So just a quick example of my thought process here and what I'm seeing here. And let's get into your guys' Q&A side of things here. See what you guys have to say, what your guys' thoughts are. And let's take a look at where also Bitcoin is really quick right now. If we've getting any higher on a bit. Okay, we're still at 97,000. So yeah, I doubt we're going to get 100,000 in this live stream. But let's get into the Q&A. See what you guys have to say. Also, if you guys could preface the questions with a Q or a question before that. That way I know it's a question. And I'm not reading between your guys' comments that you guys are having a conversation there. Which I do enjoy quite a bit, but we're kind of pressed for time today. All right, let me see. Let me go back here. So be patient with me. I will try to get through all your guys' questions. So I'm going to go up a little bit on it. I'm just going to pick a spot where I'm going to start with the questions, and I'm going to work my way down, okay? So if I miss your question, please restate it in the comments again. All right. Okay, JR, question. Does the disconnect between the bullish market signals and abrupt fear in the miners further highlighted the manipulation? I think so. Yeah, I'm nothing but confident for us to do really well. I just wish others were. Yeah, this is kind of like the process where they want to try and shake you out, I think, right? If you have conviction in these guys and you've been in the prior cycles, you've been through this before, you know what's going to be happening here. Is it taking us a little bit longer than we thought? Yeah, that's fine, right? But you also have big funds getting, 0% convertible debt, convertible notes from MicroStrategy, Marathon now, right? That's pumping those guys up. And it's just the game that they play. So eventually things will rotate. It's just when, I don't know. But I'm guessing it's going to be pretty soon, especially if Bitcoin gets to 100,000 plus. A question, hey Seb, what strategy do you think some of the miners will implement to compete with MicroStrategy? I think Rex kind of, if you guys didn't see it, Rex Finance video today, he had some good suggestions. They could do also convertible notes, right, at that point, to then possibly make it less appealing for people to short them. They could also do a reverse. I'm not a big fan of reverse splits, but they could possibly definitely do a reverse split on it. And what else did he say? Put out some great news, right? That they're growing to X next year or something like that. That's, something like that. So there's a couple of things that they could possibly do. Or just wait it out, I think also. Let's see. Sarmelon says, Mess exits out of miners tomorrow into MicroStrategy. Possibly, right? But for how much longer? What else we have? All right, trying to find questions. Okay, sorry, trying to find some questions here. All right, have a lot of comments, but no questions. Okay. How much is Mara after hours? That I don't know. If somebody could pull that up, that'd be great. Okay, here we go. Question: Sub miners will be read tomorrow. Plan accordingly. I don't know. If Bitcoin's getting close to 100,000. Wouldn't surprise me if they're read, right? The way that they're being manipulated right now. But I also think that maybe somebody start covering here. Let's see here. Mara's down year to date. How? Marathon. Let me see if I have that chart. Year to date for the miners here. Miners hash rate. No, miners comparison charts. Let me see. I don't have the stock price in this one. Do I? No. I think I have it on a 12-month sheet here. I got too many sheets. Where's it at? Where's it at? I know it's over here someplace. Where's my 12-month? Hash rate, stock performance. Oh, there it is, stock performance. Okay. So let's take a look at that one here on this one. So if you want to go back year to date from the beginning of the year, yeah, Marathon is still down negative 1.31% on it. Recently, it's been doing better. From beginning of October, it's up 50% here. From the second half of the year, it's only up 0.31. Most all other ones are still down here. Yeah, so it's not doing that great along with other miners here. A lot of them pumped last year into like this time period that we're in right now. And then they gave back a lot of their gains when we were heading into the halving event in April. So that's always something that you have to consider as well. All right. All right. James says, yeah, Invest Answers has always said don't invest in miners and stick with MicroStrategy, Solana, and Tesla from the beginning. I'll give him that, yes. In the current time frame that we're looking at, MicroStrategy has outperformed, but I think we're getting to that point where the miners will start doing much, much better. Okay. Trying to find a question. See, all right, here we go. Good evening, Seb and fellow miner and Miners Anonymous. I gave in and exited Bitfarms at a loss. IREN up, and if you can't beat them, join them. Got MSTU. Can't wait till tomorrow. Seb, you're the best. Oh, you're very welcome. Yeah, I don't blame you for getting out of Bitfarms, right? Bitfarms has been a pain this year. A lot of stuff that's been going on with it. So I wish you all the best in MicroStrategy, right? I think it still could run up more. How much more? I don't know. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Question. Hello, Seb. Can you explain more convertible notes? Is it something like MicroStrategy? Yeah, it's basically the same thing that Marathon is doing, or MicroStrategy is doing. They have convertible notes at 0% interest, due in 2030, I think. So basically, they're getting free cash right now, but they do have the convertible notes at a premium. So, what is it, 55% premium, I think it was, on it. So we'll probably get, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm guessing we're going to get diluted at that point. Okay, your question, why does Bitfarms need to have 438 million shares outstanding? I really favor the concept of reverse split. Rex, thoughts? Okay, so usually when you get a reverse split, investors, well, you don't have the liquidity anymore, right? So the liquidity goes down when you do that, depending on how big of a reverse split you do. And then also, some investors think that you're going to be diluting even more going forward, or harder even going forward. So that's why it sometimes is not a favorable thing to do. It might not be in the bull run. Maybe it's not so bad. I don't know. Okay. Let's see. Question. Seb, tell Ben to do convertible bonds too. Yeah. I mean, if they see Marathon's doing really well with it, others might follow as well. Let's see here. Maybe Seb was a paid pumper. Never gotten paid by any of the miners. Never gotten. I do have. I shouldn't say I have never been. I've gotten a koozie from Bitfarms when I was there at Nashville. So you could say I'm a paid pumper based on how much is a koozie, 90 some cents. That's basically all I got. But I've never gotten paid by those. I don't even do any advertisements, sponsorships or anything like that, because I don't want to try to sell you guys something that I wouldn't even use. And I do get a bunch of requests each week to sponsor something like that. I just refuse to do it. I'm like, if I don't use it, I'm not sponsoring it. Okay, what else do we have here? Do you think the markets are more favorable if companies hold BTC? If that's the case, IREN next earnings call, they have to announce something huge to stand out since they sell their BTC. Gosh, I don't think that's the case. I think it does help the companies that do have a hodl position. But I don't think the miners that don't get discounted because of it. Take a look at Terrell. No hodl there, right? They're playing on HPCI hype, but also IREN was up nicely earlier this year, was up, to $16, $17, $18, whatever it was, before it came back down. But that was based on the fact that they reported increasing their hash rate this year, increasing their timeline to being 20 exahash by the end of the third quarter, and then getting to like 30 exahash by the end of the fourth quarter. That pumped the stock up more than anything. Okay, question. I vote Seb continues running a live stream until Bitcoin hits 100,000. Congratulate him in advance, even if it takes weeks. Oh gosh, that would be terrible. If I had to wait here weeks for it to hit 100,000. Okay. Question. What are your thoughts on Semler? Didn't Semler go down like, oh gosh, I can't remember. Let me see here really quick. I thought it went down today. Oh, let me put it up here. SML, like went down like 30%. Didn't it go like down 30% or something like that? Let me take a look at it here really quick. Where did it go? Right there. Or went up. Sorry. So it went down and then went back up today.